a team mentality.
There's zero respect for the men in this room. Zero.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Gamecock himself, Gamecock OV. Here, welcome to the Garnet and Black Report, where we celebrate our South Carolina football Gamecocks, and we talk things South Carolina. You know, I may not touch on the SEC as a whole or other teams, go into any specifics, because I try to focus just on the Gamecocks, just on what we need to do to get back to that upper echelon. You know, I like to use my SAT words, forgive me. Back to where we once were, as far as one of those teams that you just hated to play at Williams-Brice Stadium, or when they went on the road, it's like, oh, we got to play South Carolina. These guys are, you know, are tough. and we pretty much did that this past weekend at Alabama. Now, of course, I know the outcome was not what we expected. It was not what we anticipated. We did prove many people wrong, I think. I think we proved Vegas wrong, for one. You know, Vegas is always like, oh, they're the weaker team than Alabama, simply because Alabama has a number next to their name. 4 touchdowns. They're going to beat them by 4 touchdowns. It was what, a field goal? It was a field goal. It was a field goal away from actually tying the game and likely going into overtime and things of that nature. Maybe if that field goal that we attempted was actually made, you know, we would be talking about something totally different right now. But lo and behold, the Gamecocks fell a little bit short against Alabama, but proved that minus the miscues, they could play against the absolute, a team that is on paper supposedly better than they are.
You said it yourself.
You know, minus the miscues, the fumble, the blown coverage near the end of the game. Even when we got the ball back on the onside kick, still couldn't do anything with it. But we're sitting now at 3-3. Now we travel to Oklahoma. Oklahoma is a different type of team now, without Dylan Gabriel at the helm. He's definitely a good quarterback. He's definitely traveled, and now he's at Oregon. I don't know too much about the quarterback at Oklahoma right now. I believe it's Jackson Arnold. A very good quarterback from what I've seen, from what I've heard. So what does that mean? Is he a dual threat? Is he a pocket passer? He's an athlete. I think he will do whatever he can to help his team win, include, running the football. So we definitely have to account for him. But see, here's the thing. Oklahoma has lost some of their mystique. Just like Alabama being defeated by Vanderbilt earlier in the season, Oklahoma has, has a loss in the loss column as well. And they don't have that mystique that, oh my gosh, they're just, it's Oklahoma. At the beginning of the season, I'm sure many of us were like, wow, they got to play Oklahoma right out the gate, first season in the SEC. But guess what? I truly think that this is a winnable game.
What?
I thought Alabama was a winnable game. I just didn't think that we would pull it off the way we did, simply because of what we had shown the weeks prior, just kind of shooting ourselves in the foot, penalties, miscues, things of that nature. If we get that cleaned up, if we can get that cleaned up against against Oklahoma, those miscues against that we had against Alabama cleaned up against Oklahoma, I truly think that we can walk into Norman and walk out with a victory. We have Texas A&M coming up. We have Missouri coming up. We have Vanderbilt coming up. The last 5 games out of the season are against, 3 of them are against ranked opponents. I believe 2, maybe 2, 3-ish. But they're against quality opponents. Missouri is a thorn on our side. Similarly to what Kentucky was before We kind of got a handle on things and played them tight and played them well this year. 5 games. We have 5 games, so I think the latter part of the schedule, I'm not going to say is easier, but there are more winnable games now that we kind of have an idea of the identity of the South Carolina football Gamecocks. So here it is. My game prediction, South Carolina. It's not going to come down to a field goal. I truly believe that is something that they're going to work on. Being that Alex Herrera is not a field goal kicker per se. But I think that is something that they're going to definitely work on this week. But I think they are focused on, red zone scoring. Like once we get into the red zone, we're thinking touchdown. We're not thinking field goals. We're not going to put it into the hands of the referees or leaning on our kicker, who's not really the kicker. We're looking at touchdowns. We're not looking at field goals. And I truly believe that if we can get Oklahoma out to get the home field advantage, take them out of the game early. Take them out of the game early and run consistently. I truly believe that South Carolina can pull away with a victory against the Oklahoma Sooners, against Brett Venables, formerly of Clemson, which would feel good to defeat him again. But I think we can definitely pull this off. And I'm going to say 31-27, South Carolina. Boom, there it is.
Ooh.
There it is. And I know normally I have on a Gamecocks hat, but it didn't go with what I have on. It's like blue and green, dude. It's like, what am I supposed to do? That would be a color travesty going on. But thank you for tuning in. If you like content regarding the Gamecocks and just want a different perspective, I can show you guys clips and, this is where we ran the option and we should have and then the pitch and, sometimes I'll do that, but I'd rather just kind of say, hey, listen, if we do this, this, and this, it makes sense. If you like content like that, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell for the Garnet and Black Report. I am your host, Mr. Gamecock himself, Gamecock OV. And as always, to all Gamecock Nation, stand up, stay cocky.
This is a culture built on love, man.
At night, when this place is rocking like this is the best environment in all of college football. Welcome back